Welcome everybody to another fantastic episode of SuperShares powered by CUE. I'm Joe Marquez, Director of Academic Innovation for CUE, and today I want to show you 5 different ways that you can incorporate video recordings or screen recordings for your students to showcase their knowledge in the classroom. Now, these aren't the only 5 ways, but these are the 5 that I like best, and there may be even more that are out there. And so if you do know some more video recording tools that are out there that you love to use, please post your tools in the chat and please tell us how you use them, because that's the key here is not only, hey, these are some cool video recording tools, but how can they be utilized in the classroom? Now, we have to understand that in the classroom, our students can express themselves in multiple ways, and we should give them multiple ways to express themselves. If we want them to write a paragraph of what they learned, that's fine, but also give them the opportunity to explain verbally what they have learned through audio or through video. And so these tools will allow you to allow those students to verbally explain what they have learned. Sometimes they can express themselves better through their voice than through text alone. In fact, I have found that to be the case for almost any student that I've come into contact with. So here are 5 of my favorite video recording tools or screen recording tools and how you can use them. And I'm going to give you like the pros and cons of each. Now, one of the things that I really want you to understand is how do you want your students to utilize the video after the fact? Meaning after they're done recording it, do you want it housed in some repository that kids can go to and view? Do you want them to be able to download it? Do you want them to be able to place it into a Google slide deck? There's multiple ways that students can showcase the video to you. So I'm going to show you if it can be shared in multiple ways. So let me show you a few of these tools. Now, I'm going to get the elephant out of the room, and that elephant is the gigantic elephant of Flipgrid. Flipgrid is, when you're thinking about video recording responses, when you're thinking about screen recording, Flipgrid is probably one of the tools that you go to right away. Oh, and by the way, if you want access to this slide deck, every single one of these icons can be clicked on and you can grab the Chrome extension or the tool right off that. And you can see down at the bottom, it's a bit.ly/videoways. You can go ahead and grab this video for yourselves. Now, in Flipgrid, you can easily create yourself a grid here so your students can respond. And then all they do is click on this little record button. Hello, everybody, right there. And then they can hit record. Now, if they hit record here, this is just a video response. So if you want them to just respond to you, go ahead and just let them go here. Now, of course, you can add different effects, and of course, you can bring artifacts in for them to annotate on or all those things. Flipgrid's amazing. There's no question about that. But if you want them to actually screen record, you can click on the options over here and select screen record. And so you can have them model what they have learned. You can have them actually annotate on top of the screen. There's a lot of cool things that you can have your students do here. So I'm just going to do a quick recording. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. This is Joe Marquez showing you ways for students to verbally respond to your questions in a video response program. The program we're learning about right now is Flipgrid. And so when you're done, they hit done and they hit next. Now, of course, you can have them, they can edit this a little bit. They can crop the beginning and the end. You can add more videos, lots of things. I mean, there's a whole nother session that can be done right here. And of course, you would have your students come in here and take a selfie or select a frame. Now, there is a funny story about this. When Flipgrid first came out, it did not say take a selfie. It said take a thumbnail image of yourself. And I would have students all the time coming up to the screen with their thumb. And I would go, what are you doing? They said, oh, I need to take a thumbnail image. It was hilarious. So I'm glad Flipgrid changed it to selfie. And all they do is take a picture and then hit confirm. Now, here is the thing right here. Here is the section you have to be really careful about. What do you want your students to do with this Flipgrid after the fact? Do you want them to actually have the ability to download it? Do you want them to be able to share with a link? These are questions you have to ask yourself while you're giving the instructions to your students on how you want them to present their Flipgrid. So this is the key screen that I want you to focus on. Now, if you want your students just to go into Flipgrid and watch each other, they can just hit complete. But what if you want them to actually share the video in multiple places. I'm going to show you how that is done. If you want them to share this link, you can hit copy link address, and they can place this link right in Google Classroom. And so now, instead of having to go to Flipgrid to see the video, the kids can just click on that video in Google Classroom, and you can have them do it as a discussion question. What did you learn? All these cool things. You can just post that link in Google Classroom. You can have them come into a Google slide over here, and where it says text, they can then place that link right here in Google Slides, and you can make sure it's linked. And now the students can then click on that and go right to the Flipgrid. You can even have them download the video to their device and then upload it to a Google slide. So there's multiple things that you can do with the Flipgrid after the fact. You have to be very cognizant of what you want your students to do after the fact. Now, this is great, and I'm showing you things here in Google. But to all my Microsoft friends out there, this can be easily added as an embedded link into a PowerPoint. You can easily upload the video into PowerPoint, and then you can easily post these links or the video right into Microsoft Teams. So this and OneNote. So this can be done in multiple places. This is great for student created artifacts or student created notebooks, digital notebooks, OneNote notebooks, Google Slide notebooks, Google Site notebooks, Bulb notebooks. All of these things can be done. That's why it's extremely key. What do you want your students to do with the video after the fact? So don't just think you have to leave the video in the Flipgrid repository. You can have them manipulate it and take it anywhere that you want them to do it. So keep that in mind as we're going through this. What do you want your students to do with this video? Now, I do want you to understand that if you do want the student to use the video right out of their Google Drive, you actually have to have them drag it into the Google Drive. And once it's in the Google Drive, then in Google Slides, you can go insert video from my Google Drive. So if you want them to insert the video directly into the Google slide, you have to have them make that extra step of dragging the video that they downloaded into Google Drive, and then they can access it from insert video from Google Drive. So that's a way that you can jump right in there. And by the way, all of these different templates that I'm going to be just showing for you, they are available for you to grab. The slide snap template. I'm going to show you a YouTube projects template and a daily profit template from Harry Potter. You can take these and use these in your class without having to recreate them. If you just go down to the bottom, you go to bit.ly/gslidetemps. You can just grab all these templates for you. So we're done now with Flipgrid. Amazing tool. You can do it in multiple ways. Now, here is another really great tool if you really want your students to really quickly create videos right out of their Google Slides. Or teachers, you can use videos to give instant feedback in Google Slides. And this is an extension, a Chrome extension called Record to Slides. Now, the Chrome extension is embedded right at the top of your Chrome browser. But looky here, when you install that extension, it gives you a brand new button right here, and it allows you to record a video right out of Google Slides. What? Google, listen to me, Google, you have all these great engineers to do amazing things. Why can't we have this tool already embedded native to Google Slides? And while you're doing that, please have a voice recorder embedded right in Google Slides. Come on, please. That's my wish list. A belated Christmas present, please. Even though it's not native, we can now have this Google slide record to slides already there. Now watch. So I'm going to come over here to my YouTube in the class template, and I want my students to do a quick response. And I don't want to go and create a Flipgrid. I don't want to do all that stuff. All I want my students to do is have this extension. They click on it now. And here's the key. There is a little bug to this. So please pay attention. If I had alarm bells, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of alarm bells, I'm going to go ahead and shoot the cannon. Here's the cannon. Boom. Everybody, you have to make sure, and I don't know why, it's a little bug in this program. You have to change it from anyone in my domain can view this video to anyone can view this video. That's a little bug. I don't know why. I've tried it multiple times, but you have to change this option down here from anyone in your domain to anyone can view this video. So now all the students have to do is hit record, and then they talk. All right, so Mr. Marquez, what I learned in science today was that science is fun, and science and science and science, yay. So, and then they just hit done. It's done recording, and then all they do is hit OK. And when they hit OK, you count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, but it will appear depending how long that video is. It'll appear right up here at the top. So let me show you again what you do. You just install the record to slides extension. You change it to anyone here, and then you hit the record button, right? Record, 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 record. Hit stop, and then hit, once it's done rendering, hit OK. And it will instantly place that video here for you, right there. It's ready to go. All you do is just make it bigger, and boom. Now you have this video ready to go. And as soon as it's done rendering, you can just hit play right out of the Google Slides. How cool is that, everybody? You don't have to go to all these external things. It can be built in right to the Google slide. Again, Google, please do this natively. That's amazing. I love that I can do all this with extensions, but why extension when you can do it? Come on, please, Google. But it's pretty cool. That's a great way to have like your own homemade Flipgrid or your homegrown video response right into Google Slides. But as always, anybody who knows me, but wait, there's more, right? So as the teacher, if your student was doing a Google Slide project, you, the teacher, can hit this record button and say, you know, Johnny, you're doing a really good job here on this project, but you really need to make sure that you are using your vocabulary that we have learned during this unit. So please go back through the paragraph on this page and just double check that the vocabulary that you're using is vocabulary that you've learned for this unit. Thank you. And then all you do is hit OK. And that video will be placed right on the page, and you don't have to place it right on the stage of the slide. You can move it off to the side where the students can then listen to your videos throughout the project. So you can use this for easy verbal, audio, and visual feedback. So you can see there's that feedback, and all you have to do is just make it smaller and just push it off the stage. And now the student can watch your feedback all the way through. Now, the downside to this, there is no screen recording option. It's just webcam recording. So no screen recording, which is fine if you're just having verbal feedback or having them explain something along the way. But it's a great way to add audio and video to Google Slides just by using this tool. And of course, because it is a video, you can always go to format options and have different video playbacks done throughout the video. So lots of cool things that you can do. And again, that is called the record to slides option. Okay, next I want to show you Loom. Everybody talks about Screencastify, but Loom is a pretty cool tool as well. Now, you would want to utilize Loom if you have groups who are sharing videos together. If students are recording videos and you want them to have access to each other's videos, maybe for a video project, Loom is a great way to do that because it allows you to create teams within the Loom. But Loom is also a Chrome extension. You just click on the Loom option right up here at the top. It asks, how do you want to record? It has this neat little sound bar here to ensure that your microphone is working as well. And then another cool thing about this is that in the bottom corner, you can see this over here, you have this little circle that gets recorded. So it has that little picture-in-picture of yourself. And so now all you have to do is hit start recording, right? You choose what you want to record. It gives you your countdown, 3, 2, 1. And boom, now you're off to the races. Now you're recording. You can do all these things. Another cool thing is while you're recording, you can move this around. So what my students love to do is they love to place the picture like on the screen, and it becomes parts of them, a part of the video. So they're like, hey, if you like Flipgrid, click over here. If you like the record to slides, click down here. So they're being part of the video. So I definitely recommend having them utilize that as kind of like a pointer along the way. But then all they do is have to hit the check mark. It's done going in. And this has a a built-in website. So you have a shared team over here. You have your personal drive. You can grab a copied link. You can share it with your team in the library. So Loom is a great option if you need to make sure your students are sharing videos with team members for one another for a project. Loom is your way to go. Students can always add a password if they wanted to, but the key thing is this. You can grab this copy public link. And then the same thing that we did with Flipgrid, you can then place the link anywhere on a Google slide where students can then view it. You can even, as the teacher, can leave a comment and then hit comment, and then you leave that Loom, and now you have a screen recorded comment for that section. Now, again, I'm going to tell you the downsides. In Loom, there is no annotation feature, so you can't like circle what you want the students to fix or this or that. You could app smash and then utilize another Chrome extension called Web Paint, so you can use Web Paint while the Loom is going on. But you know, it'd be cool if the Loom had the built-in annotation features like Screencastify, which I'm going to show you here in 1 minute. Just a great way to be able to do it. But once again, you need to make sure that why are you using this tool? Every tool has its little niche, and Loom's niche is that you can create team shared folders to share videos. If you don't have a purpose for that, I would recommend jumping over to Screencastify. Now, the record to slides option, I see Scott down here is asking, will that record to slide video be available later? And I'll tell you what, I don't know where it even places the video, Scott. I don't know where that video is. It's like, because it doesn't upload it to your Google Drive. I don't know where it is. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to email the creator of that and ask where the heck is that video being hosted, right? So I don't know. That's a very, very good question. But again, the power of this is it's built into the slide when you have this embedded. So every one of these tools has its purpose. You just have to figure out, is this purpose for me, right? So you just have to check that out. Now, okay, now I'm going to get to the granddaddy of them all, Screencastify. Screencastify is a phenomenal tool. They do what they do, and they do it well. And so let me show you the way that I use Screencastify. Screencastify is almost like, just like Loom when you get it set up, you can record a browser, a desktop, or webcam only. I'm going to choose desktop. It allows you to have that picture-in-picture, just like the Loom had with the circle. And then all you do have to do is hit record. One of the cool things about, and then of course it asks you what screen do you want to share. I'm going to go ahead and share this one. There we go. And it gives you a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then you're off to the races. Now, one of the reasons that I love Screencastify is because it does have these built-in annotation tools. So you can now emphasize the different things that you're talking about with your students. And of course, again, I love this picture-in-picture option, because now the students can come in here and go, all right, if you like Flipgrid, make sure you click over here. If you like Loom, make sure you click over here, down here. So they can be part of the video. So I definitely recommend, if your students do have the ability to have that picture-in-picture, make sure they use it. It has a really great function when we're utilizing things. Now, I want to show you another reason why I love this so darn much. And it's because once I hit stop, the video automatically gets placed in my Screencastify video folder. Yes, but it also automatically uploads to my Google Drive. Automatically. Now, here's the trick. You always want your students to select copy shareable link. Always, always, always. And I'll tell you why. By clicking this copy shareable link, now when they go into this video, so here is my daily profit video thing. I'm going to go insert video recent. And by clicking on that recent, it will bring me that video that we just recorded right here. I'm going to hit select. And now we have that Screencastify video all ready to go for you. And because we hit copy shareable link, it automatically turns the share settings to anybody with the link can view. So now you, the teacher, can see the student's project. If you did this for verbal feedback for students, your students can see your verbal feedback. It's just a great routine to make sure your students always hit copy shareable link. But you can also copy the shareable link, right? So just like I showed you with the Loom, if you wanted to leave a feedback for students, you can then come over here to this comment and then just paste that shareable link, and the students will be able to see your visual feedback. So that's another great one as well. Screencastify has been one of my best friends forever. I love Screencastify right there. But I always like to show different tools and different ways that you would want to use them. Now, the last one I want to show you is one of my favorite Chrome extensions, Awesome Screenshot. Now, I use Awesome Screenshot mainly for what it's called. It's screenshot capabilities. I love the fact that I can grab the visible part, the full page, the selected area. I can grab a screenshot that displays after. And why would I do that? Because if I want to grab a screenshot of this, right? Because I gave it that timer, now I can show you that my drop down is there. So I love Awesome Screenshot. It's really cool. Also, when you do take a screenshot, you can do selected area. Now imagine if you're trying to give, your parents had asked you, why did my student get this grade? And you have all of the students' grades and comments on the same page. You can take a screenshot of that page and then grab this little teardrop, and then you can obscure out all the other student feedback and only have the feedback for the parent student that's asking for it. It's a great way to just, use your student LMS or your grading grade book, take a screenshot of the grade book and take out all the rest of the student stuff. You can also crop right in it if you wanted to make sure all other student stuff is not there. That's enough. But the reason I'm showing it to you is, you remember that show on the Food Network, Good Eats. I think Alton Brown was on that. He would always say, never, ever, ever buy a tool that's for one purpose. Never, ever, ever buy a single tool that only has one thing. Like if you're buying a garlic smasher and only smashes garlic, you're not going to use it very often. You should have tools that have multi-purpose, right? Like a Swiss Army knife tool. And so one of the reasons that I do like Awesome Screenshot is they have a built-in screen recorder as well. And you can do that webcam embed as well. And you can do these the annotation tools also. So I click start recording, same as always. Everything just says what screen do you want to share. It's doing my countdown. And now I'm recording my screen. And look, it has the annotation tools, just like I was showing you on Screencastify. And when you are done with that recording, it automatically saves it to a Awesome Screenshot website. They just created an Awesome Screenshot website. So now you know your videos are always there and safe. And then you can download it as an MP4 and then upload it to your Google Drive and then put it into a Google Slide. Or it can generate, again, that shareable link. So you can just paste it as a link into your Google Slides. So I like Awesome Screenshot because, hey, why not have a screen recorder and a webcam recorder and a taking screenshot tool all built into one? I'll tell you, Screencastify, if you can create a screenshot tool along the way, I think I can shorten down my Chrome extension bar right here at the top, right over there. So those are my favorite ways to utilize video in the classroom. And again, it's all about purpose. Not in the moment, but after the fact purpose. What is the after the fact purpose that you want your students to utilize the video for? If you want them to be able to save it so that they can then write a reflection on it later, if you want them to be able to archive it in their own organizational pattern, you want them to be able to grab links. You want them to be able to download the video. I'll tell you, Screencastify does it all. But again, each of these tools has its own little reason and niche and purpose for why you would want it. Again, Flipgrid has a great repository, great feedback, great a great website. It has webcam recording and screen recording. Great overall tool. But you have to go through a couple extra steps if you want to take it off of that Flipgrid. Record the slides. It's a great tool because you can record right onto a Google slide without needing any extra things. A downside, it's only a webcam. If you wanted to do the screen recording, that's not available. Loom, it has a lot of great features. If you're having teams that you want to be able to do amazing things with, then and share videos, Loom's a great option. But again, it doesn't allow you to connect to your Google Drive, so you can't easily embed it into a Google slide, only with a link. Screencastify does it all except take screenshots. Awesome Screenshot does it all except drag it into your Google Drive. So all of these things have their pros and have their cons. What you got to do is find the tool that works best for you, best for your students, and meets the most of the needs for the purpose. One new tool here today. Hopefully you can take some of these and try them out and practice and play around with them. That's the best way to learn, by the way, is to just, hey, I like that. I'm going to play with it, right? I'm going to try and break it. I always do that. If I can break it, it's not that great. So just go out there and try to break these tools and see how they work. And by the way, I would love to see in the comments now or asynchronously later, is there another tool that I missed? I know there's one called Nimbus that is very similar to Awesome Screenshot. I just find Awesome Screenshot to be easier to use and better features. So I didn't show Nimbus, but that's out there as well. There's a lot of different ones that are out there. Tell me, let us know. What do you use? What's going on with you? Because we love to share and we love to go out. So hopefully you learned a little bit today, and hopefully you were able to get a little tidbit here and there of something that you can use tomorrow in the class with your students. But I just love doing these because I love sharing and I love talking and I love being here with you on a fantastic, amazing Wednesday evening, and just love spending time with you. And if you love spending time with me, why not spend more time with me? Because we are doing Super Shares every single Wednesday between 3 and 5 o'clock. And guess what? Super Shares are available for everybody. Super Shares are here, not just for me. Super Shares are here for all CUE members. We want to showcase you. What are you doing that is outside of the norm with the tool? Or what routine have you created that is really engaging and motivating your students? What activity or lesson did you create that is really hitting the mark during this time of distance, hybrid, or face-to-face learning? What are you doing? We want to show that with you. So if you would like to be on a future episode of Super Shares, please go to cuelearns.org/supershares and fill out the Google form, and we could have you on a future episode. Now, I do want you to know this is featuring you and the amazing things that you are doing with your students. So please, we're not selling tools, and we're not selling PD. We want you just to sell your amazing routines and how that is showcasing your students. So please feel free to join us. And also, if you want to spend more time with us, because hey, why not? We do have Spring CUE. Spring CUE will be here for the amazing date of March 18th through the 27th. And so if you have not registered yet, you can go to cue.org/spring and register for this amazing event. We have over 300 sessions ready to go for you, and even more being added by the day. And we have some amazing, amazing speakers for you that you just should not miss. These amazing speakers are going to just rock your socks off. The amazing CUE members who put in some amazing sessions, they are going to just help you elevate your game and pedagogical approach to distance, hybrid, and face-to-face learning. We would love, love, love to see you there. And one last thing before we go, we always love to have ways for educators to be a part of the conference, even when we have to be apart from the conference location. So we would love for you, absolutely love for you to join us for a free, yes, free, if you are attending Spring CUE, a free esports tournament. Our esports tournament happens the Monday before the conference, so March 15th 16th, and 17th is when the esports tournament is happening. This year, the tournament is going to be on Rocket League. And that's a great option for you because Rocket League is super fun. It's going to be a 2-on-2 tournament. So grab a friend and play along. Grab your son or daughter if they love to play the game as well and compete. Again, it's 100% free as long as you are attending Spring CUE, and the game on most platforms is also free. So you shouldn't, and it's available on most platforms, Xbox, PlayStation. I don't think it's available on the Wii. That's one of my favorites. It's available on the Switch. It's available on the PC, and it's free. So go out there, download it, practice and play it, and then sign up at cuelearns.org/esports for the esports tournament for fun and prizes and camaraderie before the main event, which is Spring CUE. So thank you so much for spending your evening, your Wednesday evening with me. I hope you have had an amazing and fantastic day, and I hope you have an amazing and fantastic week. As always, thank you for learning with us today. Thank you for all the hard work, for the determination, for the drive that you show on a daily basis to better our world, to better our students, and to better our society. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you do. And above all, I appreciate that you chose a profession that truly makes a difference in this world. Thank you so much, and I love you very much. Have a great evening.